Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Nikki, and if you haven't noticed by the ears, today is a Disney video, and it's a Walt Disney World video. If you didn't see my Walt Disney World planning video before, I am basically planning my first trip back to Walt Disney World in like 26, 27 years. It'll be a first trip for my kids. I haven't been since I was 9 or 10 years old, so I am so excited to share with you my updates on my trip. And then also I'm hoping that you guys could help me by maybe helping me answer some questions that I have about planning my trip. If you guys could just leave, your expert opinions or your experiences down in the comments below, I would really, really appreciate it. And of course, when I go, I will be trying to vlog as much as possible, or at least get a lot of footage so that way I can share it with you guys, just in case you're planning your Walt Disney World video, or if you like room tours, or if you just want to know what it's like at Walt Disney World when spring comes up in 2021. I know we're going to still be kind of in the pandemic thing going on in the United States, well, all over the world actually, but maybe you might want to know how are things going out there. So if you are interested in Disney type content, or if you're more interested in, I don't know, home fragrance, unboxings, Stitch Fix try-ons, things like that, I hope that you will consider hitting that red subscribe button down below. I do all those types of videos here. So yeah, why don't we just get into this Walt Disney World planning talk that I have going on, and you guys can hopefully help me. Okay, just a quick recap about my trip. We are going in the spring of 2021. It is just going to be me and my two daughters. My oldest daughter, Madeline, is 8.5, and my youngest daughter, Avery, will be 5 when we go to Walt Disney World. Our flights were booked back in, I want to say, I don't know if it was November or December, but flights are already booked. I got an amazing rate through United, and it was such a great deal, especially because we live next to a smaller airport, and while it's not a direct flight, it's not a bad layover or anything like that, and you really couldn't beat the price. We are staying using our DVC points. I am a DVC owner. I actually own, because I live more on the West Coast here in Nevada, I own at the Villas of Grand California. I've used it many times. This is the first time I'm using my DVC points for Walt Disney World. We are staying, as of right now, at Animal Kingdom Lodge Jumbo House. We're staying in a 1-bedroom Savannah room. This was picked by my oldest daughter. I let them kind of decide where they wanted to stay, and all that she wanted to do for this trip was she wanted to see giraffes at her hotel, so that's what she's gonna get. So since I was telling you guys about how we have started planning our trip, we have planned out our park days, so we are staying for 7 nights. We are only going to do 4 park days though, so we're going to do a day at each park, and the other 2 days we are going to kind of have more of a laid back sort of time. We want it to be an actual, like, kind of having some relaxation vacation going on. So some pool time, checking out maybe other resorts, going to Disney Springs, things like that. And I can't tell you how excited I was to see our magic bands arrive. So these are the 3 of them. The red mini one is mine. And then Avery, who is my youngest, she'll be 5 when we go, picked this Disney Princess one. It is so cute. You can see Belle, Tiana's back there, Mulan, and Cinderella. So she's really excited about her magic band. And then my oldest daughter, who is 8.5, she has always been a Toy Story fan. Her beloved stuffed animal is actually Woody, that we got at a Disney store when she was like 1.5 years, and she still sleeps with it every night. So she picked this super cute Toy Story magic band. Now, we did pay extra for these magic bands because magic bands aren't free anymore, but they had ones that were much less expensive, but I didn't feel like these were, overpriced in any sort of way, and I know that you can reuse them, but they do have options for like $5 magic bands, or I think they're starting to do things where you don't need magic bands anymore. But I did get these from the Disney site, and I'm so glad that they're here. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to wear this all the time, but I'm so afraid if I do, I'll lose it before the trip. So you guys might see me wearing these on videos after my trip, but at least for now, I have to keep these safekeeping. So I mean, because there's no Fast Pass Plus anymore, I don't really have to worry about Fast Passes for our trip, which I'm not gonna lie, gives me a little bit of anxiety. Now, I'm a Disneyland vet. I've probably been to Disneyland in my entire life, probably 50 to 60 times. And so I know it very well. And I was an annual pass holder until they just removed the annual pass program over at Disneyland. Our last trip to Disney was December 2019. We were at Disneyland. And so I know I'm not like somebody that obviously plans my fast passes 60 days in advance, like most Disney World veterans. But I do like knowing that I am going to have like a fast pass. So that way, when I log on, those must-do rides I can grab a pass for. Not having that is a little bit worrisome for me, but I also need to know I'm a DVC member. If I end up loving Disney World, like I think I'm going to, we're going to be back. So that's a little bit of a, worry for me. But otherwise, I mean, other than 60 days prior to us going, which will be coming up here soon, actually, just getting food reservations or dining reservations, because those used to be 180 days out. Now they're 60. So I think that's really the only true super planning that I need to do, which I will talk about later because I do have some questions about some restaurants. Okay, so the real reason I wanted to do this video is because I wanted to put out there and hoping a lot of people will be watching this and will be able to give me their expert opinion or their experiences with my sort of dilemmas going on in my head. I'm an overthinker, so you guys might be thinking, girl, just relax. You're going to be fine. But, I like to plan as much as possible, which is what's really exciting about Walt Disney World is it's so much more planning than Disneyland is. So anyway, okay. So the first topic that I want to talk about is transportation. We are going to be taking Magical Express from MCO to Animal Kingdom Lodge Jumbo House. I know that we have other options. I have no problem using Lyft or a private transportation company. That's usually what we do at Disneyland when we fly in. But I know that Magical Express is going away, and I have always loved the concept of Magical Express, that your trip truly starts at the airport. And, I love that they have, the music in the bus. I love that they show the movies, and I just love that you're already in the bubble as soon as you are at MCO. And also, I know that they're not going to have that anymore, which, I'm so thankful that we're going during this time, so I'm able to experience it before it goes away. And I know that they're going to have probably some sort of, replacement option, but we are planning on taking Magical Express there. Now, for coming back, I was considering, because I think Magical Express leaves quite early for going back to the airport. Now, in your opinion, and I'm talking to the people that are watching, do you feel like they kind of have you go a little bit too early? Now, I'm not saying that I want to be, running Home Alone style through the airport trying to catch my flight, but, I also don't want to be sitting at the gate for 2 hours waiting for my flight if I don't need to, especially if, my flight ends up getting delayed and I know that ahead of time. I don't want to have to go onto the Magical Express and sit in the airport for 4 hours. You know what I mean? So I was thinking, I was thinking maybe taking a Lyft or private transportation from our resort back to MCO at the end of our trip. What do you guys think about that? Do you have any recommendations? Do you usually not have an issue getting, Lyft to take you from your resort to MCO? What about private transportation? I do know that my girl, Jen LaForge, who I absolutely love, she actually has recommended, I think it's called Orlando Transportation by Mike. So I was thinking about checking into them, seeing if they'll just do a one-way there, or a one-way back to the airport. So I'm thinking if I do this, I already have Magical Express planned anyway, but should I bring portable boosters? So a lot of the times when I go down, especially for my oldest daughter, I bring those, they're called bubble bums, and or I think they're called bumble bums. I'll leave a Amazon link down below of what I'm talking about, but it's basically an inflatable portable booster that you could put, and I only use them really if I'm going to be in like a lift with my oldest daughter. Now Avery is going to be that size and age where she could possibly use that. So what do you guys think? Also, do you find it when you're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge that you use more private transportation versus the bus service? So a lot of things that are concerning to me is like going all the way from Magic Kingdom back to Animal Kingdom Lodge. Do you seem to gravitate towards taking the transportation service like the bus? Is it not really that much of an inconvenience? It seems like from what I've seen online, it usually takes about 25 to 30 minutes to get from Magic Kingdom down to Animal Kingdom. I don't really think that that's bad, but do you feel like, you know, towards the end of the night, you just want to get back to your resort? And so if that's the case, I feel like I should bring those portable boosters, but what do you think? It is going to be just me and the girls, so I'm not trying to have an extra amount of stuff all the time. I'm already going to be packing extra masks, extra changes of clothes, all that kind of good stuff. Do I really need to worry about bringing a portable booster in my backpack when I'm going to the parks? What do you think? Or do you think that the bus system should be fine for us? Okay. Going on to the next topic, which is a stroller. So I know that this can be kind of like a polarizing topic, so I hope that people will be kind. Now, my youngest, who will be 5 by the time that we go, she never uses a stroller here. She has used one in Disneyland before, but the last time we were at Disneyland, she was 3, or 3.5, almost 4. And my oldest daughter, we used a stroller for her in Disneyland until she was about 5. And then when she was about 5.5, we had her out of there, and she's never had an issue. Of course, it's Disneyland. It's a lot smaller. We stay at the Grand Californian, which is pretty much an entrance into the park. So you just can go back up when you get really tired. But for Avery, she's a whole other kid. If we go for a walk about, you know, a half a mile in, she is complaining. She does not want to walk anymore. So I was thinking about getting a stroller. So getting the stroller, that's the thing. I was thinking about renting one. I was looking at Kingdom Strollers, all those type of places, and they have a very reasonable, you know, price. They'll deliver straight to the resort. I don't have to worry about it going, you know, into the airport and hauling it around, which is very appealing. The negative part about that is the fact that they have kind of really bulky type of strollers, and I do like the fact that it has a lot of space. It also is great because, you know, she is going to probably be about between 43 and 45 pounds, so she's a little bit going to be on the heavier side, so they do have the weight capacity, things like that. But how are they on the buses? So when we go to the parks or go to Disney Springs and we're taking the bus from Animal Kingdom Lodge over there, how much of a pain is it when you have one of those big, I think they're called the City Minis, you know, trying to close it back up and bring it onto the bus, and especially with space being, you know, limited right now on the buses because of the social distancing thing. Do you think it might be better for me to buy a cheaper, you know, umbrella stroller, just bring it onto the trip? What do you think about that? Because I do have to also make sure I bring that onto the plane. What are your suggestions when it comes to strollers, especially for a 5-year-old who may not need it all the time? You know, it is nice to have the stroller, but do you think that I should rent one and just have that extra space and not worry about hauling it onto the, you know, the airplane and all that kind of stuff? Or do you think that I should buy the umbrella stroller beforehand? It's lightweight, easier to get on and off the bus. What do you guys think? Okay. Moving on to resort now. Like I said, right now we are booked for all 7 nights over at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Jumbo House, in a 1-bedroom Savannah View DVC villa. We are so excited about that. Most likely, because I've had so many Grand Californian trips canceled, so I have a ton of points, but I have one actually planned for March, and most likely that is going to be canceled. And so I'm going to have even more points. So I was thinking of possibly doing a split stay and staying at another resort for the first part of it. So right now we're doing Animal Kingdom Lodge, So I was thinking about doing maybe Bay Lake Tower because it's walking distance to Magic Kingdom. I was thinking about doing Boardwalk or Beach Club and possibly doing that because it's so close to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. Possibly doing the Riviera because you have the Skyliner. So my question is, I know that there is a little bit of extra work when it comes to doing a split stay, but do you think me being alone with my 2 kids, if that is probably recommended to do? Do you feel like it's going to be too much of a hassle for me to really switch the property? So I would probably do, because Animal Kingdom is going to be towards the later part of our trip in terms of the park days. I do want Animal Kingdom Lodge to be like the second half if we do a split stay. Do you recommend basically what I'm asking, do you recommend a split stay for a mom and 2 kids, especially for a first time trip? Do you think that we should just kind of not have to worry about packing up and moving? Or do you think that it's something that you really think that would be beneficial for us because we get to see another resort? It might be a little bit better with transportation for having, 2 kids with me. Okay, if you're still with me, I just have one more topic, and I've been kind of planning our restaurants so that way I have a good idea. So I'm gonna let you know what I have planned so far. Is there anything that I'm totally missing? Something that, I should just really consider doing instead. So just so you know, I have a pretty versatile palate. I usually can try anything. I mean, I'm not gonna be trying like, eyeballs or anything like animal eyeballs, but I like to try every single type of cuisine for the most part. My kids are a little bit more picky. They of course are 8 and 5. They're going to be 8.5 and 5. So they're, they usually like their burgers, their pastas, Mickey waffles, the basics. They're not going to be looking to, eat something extraordinarily different. So I thought for our Disney Springs half day that we're going to do, I was thinking homecoming because I thought, you can't beat chicken or fried chicken. And I just thought that the nice comfort food, I've heard amazing things about it, but I am really excited to try that. And I thought that the cuisine would be perfect for having 2 kids. Okay, some other ones. So I have some in-park possibilities here. I was thinking sci-fi drive-in for Hollywood Studios. I just super like the vibe. I think it'll be a nice way for my kids to kind of like chill out, watch the screen in front of them showing movies. They have burgers, which my kids love. I'm sure they have chicken strips. It's just good, again, comfort, basic food, but in a really cool environment. And then I was thinking for Epcot, doing Via Napoli pizza, of course. Every time I see the pizza on someone's YouTube video, I am like dying to try it. So I definitely want to do Via Napoli. And do you recommend anywhere else in Epcot any particular counter service that's really amazing? Now for Magic Kingdom, it seems like there's not really any super amazing places there. So we're probably going to do counter service there. So I'm not too worried about it. At Animal Kingdom, I'm probably just going to do Flame Tree Barbecue. I feel like that'll be, I was debating between Flame Tree Barbecue and Santulli Canteen. Santulli Canteen, I think I would really like, but I don't know if there's going to be many options for my kids because I know it's you can kind of eat a little bit on the healthier side there. And sure, I want them to eat healthier, but I also don't want them to complain that there's nothing for them to eat there. So I was thinking Flame Tree Barbecue might be the better option. And then finally, on our last full day there, we're not going to do any parks, but I was thinking if BOMA is open at Animal Kingdom Lodge by that point, and I really hope that it is, but who knows? What I don't like is that they don't have like a calendar of things that are going to reopen. Like, just tell me what you're planning on having open in May. But I was thinking that, or going to, is it Topolino's or Topolina's? I can't remember, over at the Riviera for character dining. I really want them to do character dining. When I was first thinking about this type of trip, because I've been thinking about doing Walt Disney World for a long time, I always thought I would want them to go to Tusker House, over at Animal Kingdom. And obviously, I just don't think that Tusker House is even going to be an option for us when we go. But I know that Topolino's or Topolina's, I really should find out how to say that properly. But I know that that's open and doing character dining. I know it's distant character dining, but it seems like the food quality is really good. And it might be worth, getting a bus or private transportation to take us over to Riviera and trying it out. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that we should just stick to you know, skipping the character dining? Do you feel like Topolino's would be too much of an inconvenience for us in terms of it being our last day there? I kind of want it to be a more relaxed day, but I still want it to be fun. We will be doing some pool time and all that kind of stuff, but I really would like to fit in a character dining. Do you feel like that one is the best experience right now that's going on during the pandemic? What do you think? Okay, that's what I got. I talked really fast, I feel, because I feel like I've been talking for like 45 minutes and it says it's only been 20. So if you've stuck through all of my babbling this much, thank you so much. And that's just what I do. But am really hoping that you guys can give me like a really nice guide on kind of figuring out what I'm going to do in terms of, you know, the transportation, the stroller, the resort, possibly doing that split stay, and the restaurants. Those are things that have been really kind of not causing me stress, but I mean, if that's the biggest stress in my life, which is not the biggest stress in my life, but you know, it's a nice problem to have if these are, you know, the things that I'm really worried about. But yeah, I'm really glad that you guys are here with me and willing to help me. I would love for you guys to leave your experiences and advice down in the comments below. Friendly comments, please. Again, I really appreciate you hanging out with me today, and I hope that I will see you guys again next time. If you like this video, will you give it a thumbs up? And again, I do plan, when we do make it out there in the spring, I am going to do a room tour, or tours if we end up doing the split stay. I do plan on trying to do as much vlogging as possible, which will kind of be a first for me. So I hope that you will stick around and kind of see, I don't know about my best work, but I am going to try to get some great content out there. Okay, guys, I will talk to you guys again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.